The new Übermacht Rhinehart was released today as part of the GTA Online drip feed, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you all of the customization options the car has and how the car handles on the road so you can know if it's worth buying. Now it's based on the BMW M5 Touring, and if you'd like to buy one you can visit the Southern San Andreas website where you can pick one up for $1,598,000. Now if you do enjoy today's video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first thing we'll look at with the car is its customization options. Now hopefully, like some of the other cars in this DLC and the drip feed, there'll be quite a few options available, but I guess it's time to find out. So I'm just going to throw on some stock brakes, some armor, just get that out of the way, and now let's look at the bumpers. So we got the stock bumper option, which looks sort of like this. We've got the dropped bumper. We've got the clean version of that, which is looking pretty nice. We've got the vented bumper like so. We've got the double vented bumper. We've got carbon splitters as always. We've got a race inspired carbon splitter and a bit more of an extended one. Now I'm thinking I'm probably going to go for the clean option. I'm thinking to go more for an Alpina style build on this one, or maybe like a clean stance build. On the rear, we've got the painted rear bumper, the rear bumper diffuser, we've got the painted version of that as well. We've got the vented rear bumper, we've got the dipped bumper, we've got the diffusers for the street, race and competition. Now, these bottom ones are pretty wild. I'm not imagining many people are going to use them. I'm personally going to use that one right there. Now looking at the chassis, the only thing we can really change are the seats. So we just got some racing seats to throw in there. And honestly, the stock ones are looking pretty nice, so I think I'm just going to leave those as is. Just go ahead and tune up that engine. And now let's look at the exhausts. Now I'm just going to half rev here so you don't see the smoke in the way, but let's just scroll through these options right here. Some pretty detailed examples. Got a nice selection here from single, double bore, and then we got the slanted bore exhausts as well. We also got some side exit exhausts which are pretty wild. So we got the single, double side exit, and then we've got double side exit but at the front end, which is, you know, pretty out there. I think I'm probably just going to be a bit basic, go with the double chrome or something like that. You know, just go for more of a street style build. So now as we move on to the grills, let's just take a look at the front end of the car. We've got the grill slats, we've got the custom intercooler, the water sprayer, some logos, the small and large one for that like performance look, and then we've got the twin fans. Honestly, I think the front end looks a bit empty when the intercooler isn't filled in, so I think I'm gonna go for the grill slats. I do like these intercooler options, and I do wish that you could equip both of them, which is a shame. I don't know, it just looks really odd to me without the grill slits in there, but I don't know, you let me know about that one. But yeah, I think we're gonna go with the grill slits. Moving on to the hood, we've got 13 options, pretty nice. So we've got the race hood, the carbon race hood, the tuner hood, carbon version of that, the street hood and its carbon variant. So we just scroll through those there. Competition, the race spec, and then the carbon version of that, and then another race spec tuner hood. A lot of these are a bit too much for me, a bit too excessive, so I'm just going to stick with the race. Moving on to liveries, we have got a lot for this car. We've got the standard black and white stripes, and then we've got some very detailed liveries here. We've got the simple Übermacht racing livery right here. So this is definitely encouraging you to go for some track style builds. We've got the Zero livery, Atomic Racing. Now this actually looks really nice with the blue and yellow, but it doesn't fit the build I want. The Perseus is looking quite nice with that light blue as well. I'm a big fan of that. We've got this one right here. We've got the CNT Racing. Then we've got the complex Übermacht Racing, looking a bit like the M Sport liveries you'll see on some race cars. Then we've got the same thing but with the German flag in it. Then we've got the what looks like to be like the Corona sponsorships on both the German flag and the blue one. I don't think I'm going to use any of those. I'm just going to go ahead and put custom plate on this really quick, get a bit of personalization. By the way, because people ask quite often, if you don't know how to get custom plates, you need the iFruit app, and you can get that on your normal phone, iPhone, Android, whatever, and you link that to your social club, and then from there you can pick the license plate you want. It is very buggy at times, and it has a ton of issues, so that might be a problem, but that's how you do it. Now, color-wise, I do want to pick something a little bit out there, something you don't see too often on BMW. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with the gasoline green, and then I'm going to pair that with either a gasoline green or sea green pearl. I don't know if any of you remember, but a while back I had a Remus that looked pretty similar when the Tuners DLC dropped, and I just love that color ever since. So I think I'm going to go with that combo there. Yeah, the sea green looks quite nice, fitting for a BM. The secondary seems to be changing the trim color, so I'm quickly just going to change the trim color. I'm going to go ahead and make it the same as the main body, and then I'm just going to change the main trim color to like a dark gray. Now as we come on to crew emblems, this gives me the perfect opportunity to tell you about our car meet crew. I'm not going to waste too much time with it, but basically we've got like 10k members in the Discord. We do meets every single day, so if car meets are your kind of thing, join up, try them out, see what you think. Links in the description. Okay, now looking at the hood options, sorry, the roof options, we've got the ribbed and ridged roofs with their carbon variants, and then we've got a ton of vortex generators on the back here, giving the car a bit more of a sporty look. Quite a big fan of that. As we go through these, we've just got the single, the double, and then some roof scoops. Okay. We've got the roof boxes as well, if you're into that kind of thing. And then a surfboard. Got two of those. Two surfboards, and then some pretty standard roof options. I'm going to go with the ribbed roof one on this car. Moving on to the side skirts, we've got a decent amount of options here. We're having the street skirts and all of their variants in the primary and carbon. Same thing for the race skirts right here, and then the winged skirts, which we can see at the bottom there. So far, this car does have a decent level of customization to it, which is nice to see on the newer cars that are dropping. Moving on to spoilers, we've got a massive wing over here. We've got two mounted wings, and yep, both of them are insane. Scrolling up, the rest of these just seem to be mounted on the boot lid. I'm not really the biggest fan of most of these. They just look pretty weird, but I'm just going to keep scrolling through them. This one at the top, that kind of matches the frame of the car, so I'm going to go with this one. Now looking at the sun strips, it looks like we have most of the sun strips you'll see on the Tuners car. So you got the mine marked, the power metal and Fukaru ones, as well as the basic primary and plastic ones. Suspension, now this car looks really good when it's slammed. Actually, I'm going to put that all the way down. Performance wise, let's tune it up. Last thing to do, I think, to perfect this is the wheels, and really I'm thinking for a stance build I can go either way. I can either go with the SUV rims, or I can black it out and go for something in the street section. Now those modern mesh rims do look quite good, but I'm thinking those SUV rims, those extravaganzas, just look perfect for an M5. I think that is the way to go. But overall, that is it for the customization on the car. So let me know what your thoughts are in it down below on both my build and the car's customization in general. Personally, I don't think it's too bad, with a lot of customization options across tons of different areas. So anyone looking to tune their car up should have a good time with this. Maybe not as expansive as stuff like the Tuners DLC cars, but still very solid in my opinion. But now it's time for the road test. Let's take this thing out for a spin. So now we're out on the streets, it's time for the road test. Let's take this thing out for a spin and see how it handles. The backfire on this thing is pretty nice. I'm not the biggest fan of the engine sound, but you know, that's just how it is. So acceleration on this thing at the minute doesn't seem to be too bad, but to me it doesn't seem like anything super remarkable or anything, you know, that's very noticeable. As we're getting towards that top speed, this car definitely has some speed to it. You know, I think it would be able to hold its own, but again, I'm just saying it feels pretty average to me. It doesn't seem like it's the quickest thing out there, but I could be wrong. Now let's test how this car handles in the corners, and oh my, this thing is weighty. This thing is feeling fairly grippy, like I'm not really getting a lot of oversteer or anything, even when I'm getting a good amount of speed in those corners, but I'm actually thinking the car's suffering from a little bit of understeer. Like, it's hard to get this car completely through the corner at speed. I think this car's all-wheel drive, but I wouldn't be able to tell. But let's take it through a couple of tighter corners here just to see if this is still an issue. Honestly, this thing is actually handling like a boat. This is like very sluggish through the corners, so it's not looking amazing on the handling side, which is disappointing. Okay, clutch kick, just got to test it, you know, for the drifting. But I do think the car's all-wheel drive. If you guys do want to see, by the way, more episodes of me trying to drift the cars that release from the new DLC, such as this or the 10F, let me know in the comments. But as you can see, other than my bad driving, understeer is a problem with this thing. Overall, the speed and acceleration seem pretty average, nothing super terrible and nothing amazing to write home about either, at least in my opinion. Handling wise, this thing isn't exactly the best either, handling pretty sluggishly in those corners and having a lot of weight and understeer. Overall, the car's customization options are pretty good, but I do think its performance is going to be quite lacking. And when you compare it to some of the other cars in its class, like the Schafter V12, I don't think this is going to be the most competitive thing in racing. But that is going to be it for today's video. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Leave a comment down below to let me know what your thoughts are on the new Rhinehart. And as always, stay tuned for much more GTA drifting and GTA automotive content by subscribing down below. Thank you all very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.